For most dog owners, the idea of their furry companion sitting down to watch television might seem a bit whimsical, a cute anecdote, a funny quirk. But the truth is, dogs and humans have been sharing living rooms for generations, and as our lifestyles have evolved, so too have the ways we entertain ourselves and, by extension, our pets. Imagine then what might happen if your dog spent a full 24 hours watching television. How would they react? What would they learn? And most importantly, what does this tell us about the unique bond we share with our canine friends? Dogs perceive the world differently from humans. Their eyes are tuned to motion, adept at picking up the slightest twitch of a tail, the flicker of a squirrel's leap, the fluttering shadow cast by a bird in flight. While human eyes are attuned to a broader spectrum of color, dogs see the world in shades more limited, primarily blues and yellows. Television, built for human eyes, might not seem immediately engaging from a dog's perspective. Yet, the flickering lights, the rapid movements, the sharp sounds, and the unpredictable changes on screen can capture a dog's attention in ways we might not expect. When a dog begins this marathon of television watching, it might start with curiosity. The screen flickers to life, and their ears twitch at the sudden burst of noise, perhaps a commercial jingle, a barking dog on a sitcom, or the high-pitched squeal of cartoon characters draws their gaze. They watch, head tilted, as moving images dance before them. The first hour is filled with novelty, a parade of colors, at least those their eyes can register, shifting shapes, and a cacophony of sounds. The dog's natural instincts kick in. They recognize animals, cartoon or real, on the screen. Their ears prick up at the whirring of car engines, the barking of other dogs, or the giggle of children. As the hours tick by, the novelty may begin to wear off. But for a dog, the television remains a source of intermittent intrigue. In the absence of their human's attention, the television becomes a surrogate companion. The dog may alternate between intently watching the screen and dozing, lulled by the rhythmic patterns of sound and light. At certain moments, perhaps during nature documentaries or shows featuring other animals, their attention sharpens. The sight of a running dog, a bird in flight, or the scurrying of small creatures on screen can elicit a burst of excitement. The dog may leap up, tail wagging, barking at the screen as if the creatures could leap from the two-dimensional world into their own. But as the day stretches onward, the effects of prolonged television exposure begin to manifest. Dogs, like humans, are susceptible to sensory overload. The constant barrage of sounds and images can make them restless or, conversely, lull them into a state of apathy. They may begin to associate certain sounds with specific outcomes. Perhaps they learn that the doorbell in a commercial never results in a visitor, or that the persistent meow of a cartoon cat is nothing to be concerned about. Over time, the dog may become an expert in distinguishing between the sounds of real life and those emanating from the television. For a dog watching television for 24 hours, the experience is punctuated by moments of engagement and periods of rest. They may circle the room, sniffing the air, searching for the source of the intriguing noises. Occasionally, they'll glance at their human, as if to ask, "Do you see that too?" When a particularly exciting scene unfolds, a chase, a barking dog, a squeaky toy, the dog may run to the screen, nose pressed against the glass, only to be met with the cold, unyielding barrier between them and the world within. As day turns into night, the television's glow becomes more pronounced. Shadows dance on the walls, and the constant drone of programming creates a backdrop of white noise. The dog, perhaps tired of the ceaseless activity, curls up nearby, one eye half open, ever watchful for a new sound or sight that demands investigation. Even in their sleep, the sounds of the television seep into their dreams. A barking dog here, a squeaky toy there, perhaps even the distant rumble of thunder from a dramatic movie scene. What, then, does a dog learn from a full day of television? While they may not follow the plot lines or understand the dialogue, dogs are masters of association. They may recognize the patterns of certain sounds, associating them with events in their own lives. A ringing phone, a doorbell, the rustle of food packaging, these become cues, triggers for anticipation or excitement. The television, in effect, becomes another layer of their environment, a source of stimulation that both entertains and confounds. Some dogs may become more vocal, barking at animals on the screen or reacting to unexpected noises. Others may grow accustomed to the television, treating it as background noise and focusing instead on their own routines, napping, playing, eating, and waiting for their human to return their attention. The dog's personality plays a significant role here. An active, curious dog may be more engaged, while a calm, older dog might treat the television as little more than a passing distraction. Throughout this 24-hour experiment, the bond between dog and human remains central. For many dogs, television is not about the images or sounds themselves, but about the shared experience. When the television is on and their human is nearby, the dog senses a moment of togetherness, a pause in the day's activities to simply be present with one another. Even when left alone with the television, the dog may find comfort in the familiar routines, the sound of their human's favorite show, the glow of the screen, the assurance that, soon enough, their person will return. But what does this say about the evolving relationship between humans and their pets? In a world increasingly saturated with screens, our dogs have become silent observers of our habits. They watch as we laugh, cry, and react to the stories unfolding on television. They learn our routines, when we sit down for a movie, when we reach for snacks, when we settle in for an evening of binge-watching. By sharing these moments, even passively, our dogs become more attuned to our lives, our rhythms, our joys and sorrows. For some dogs, the television becomes a tool for enrichment. Specially designed programs, featuring high-contrast images and engaging sounds, can provide mental stimulation, especially for dogs left alone during the day. These programs, crafted with a dog's unique vision and hearing in mind, offer opportunities for engagement and learning. Dogs can practice problem-solving, develop patience, and even learn to distinguish between real-life cues and those on television. Yet, like all things, moderation is key. Just as humans can become overstimulated or sedentary from too much screen time, so too can our pets. A full day of television is an experiment, not a daily routine. Dogs thrive on interaction, exercise, and exploration. The sights and sounds of television can be a supplement, a way to break up the monotony of a long day, but they can never replace the joy of a walk in the park, a game of fetch, or a belly rub from a beloved human. As the 24-hour mark approaches, the dog rises from their spot, stretching with a long, luxurious yawn. The television continues to flicker and hum, but its allure has faded. The real world, filled with scents, textures, and the promise of adventure, beckons. The dog nudges their human, eager for attention, for a break from the artificial world behind the screen. Together, they step outside, leaving the glow of the television behind, ready to rediscover the wonders of the world anew. Reflecting on this experience, it becomes clear that while dogs may not appreciate television in the same way humans do, they are deeply perceptive creatures, constantly learning and adapting to their environment. The television, with its endless stream of images and sounds, becomes another facet of their world, sometimes engaging, sometimes confusing, but always present. For dog owners, this experiment offers valuable insights. It reminds us of the importance of variety in our pets' lives, of the need for balance between stimulation and rest, engagement and relaxation. Television can be a useful tool, a source of comfort or entertainment, but it should never replace the essential elements of a happy, healthy dog: exercise, socialization, and, above all, love. In the end, the story of a dog watching television for 24 hours is about more than just screens and programming. It is a reflection of the changing ways we live and connect with our pets, of the ways we share our lives and our leisure time. It is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of our canine companions, and to the enduring bond that unites us, no matter how many screens may flicker in the background. So, the next time you settle in to watch your favorite show and notice your dog curled up beside you, spare a thought for the world as they see it. The colors and shell, the sounds and scents, the simple pleasures of being by your side. Whether they're watching the latest blockbuster or simply napping in the glow of the television, your presence is what matters most to them. And in that shared space, Amid the hum of daily life, the bond between dog and human grows ever stronger. As the day draws to a close and the screen finally fades to black, the dog sighs contentedly, comforted by the presence of their human and the familiar rhythms of home. The world outside remains full of excitement and adventure, but for now, all is calm. In the gentle quiet that follows, dog and human alike find peace, not in the flicker of the television, but in the simple, enduring companionship they share.